Hello beautiful people, and welcome back to the channel. If you're a new subscriber, thank you for subscribing, and if you're an old subscriber, thank you for staying tuned to the channel. If you're yet to subscribe, kindly hit the subscribe button. In this video, we're going to be making this beautiful Bubu off shoulder dress. Stay tuned. So let's get right into the video. So here are the things you'll be needing: your fabric, which I used Duchess silk, and here you'll be needing your scissors, your tape, your chalk, and every other thing. So after that, I folded my fabric into 4 places. So how I folded it is my widest measurement divided by 4 plus 6 inches and 1 inch sewing allowance. So that's making 17 inches. 17 inches is what I'm marking here now. I'm marking it from the top to the bottom to the full length of the dress. So after that, I'm gonna head to cut that out. So the next thing I'm doing, I'm just taking out 1 inch for my starting line. That was just the starting line of the dress. So that's, we're going to cut out that 1 inch so as to get a straight measurement for our dress. So after cutting, I placed the front piece on the back piece, and here I'm just arranging that so as to be accurate. So after that, I go ahead to the shoulder area and I'm taking the full length of the dress, which is 56 inches. So after that, so next thing is we go ahead to take our off-shoulder measurement. So the off-shoulder measurement that we'll be using is 5. And normally we take it out 5 inches. But since we're going to be folding the upper part of the dress, we're not going to be taking that out. So we're going to be using 5 inches. So the fold is going to be in 2.5 inches. So that's going to be on a fold. So 5 inches. You fold it into 2, that's going to give you 2.5. So here I'm just connecting the 5 inches that I've dotted down together. I'm connecting and connecting and connecting all the dots together. So after that, I'm going ahead to add half an inch to the 5 inches. So that's going to make it 5.5 inches. That's for the sewing allowance, that half inch. By the time you turn it in. So that half inch is for turning it in while you're hemming that area. So that's what I'm doing now. Just marking that half inch. And then I'm connecting the lines that I made together. So after that, I'm going ahead to take the measurement for our armhole area. So from the upper part, if you notice, I left out about half inch, so I measured 10 inches. So that's going to be 10 inches by 3 inches. So we'll go ahead to connect our 10 inch together. So while you're cutting yours, you make it 10.5 inches plus that half inch I took away. So here I'm just trying to make a straight line, since our curve effect is going to start from that 5.5 inches and the rest is going to be a straight line. So after that, you go ahead to cut it out. That's the armhole area for your dress. So here I'm just showing you what I was talking about, the folding of the dress, the upper part of the dress. So you just go ahead to fold it, and then go ahead to fold the remaining half inch inward so as to hem it down. So that's just the little illustration that I was talking about earlier. So then we put the body of the dress to the side. We're done with the body. Then here I'm going ahead to fold the sleeve, which I folded by 10 inches. So I'm going ahead to take out 10 inches. That's the width of the sleeve. So here now I'm just marking out the 10 inches measurement. And here I'm connecting them together, and I've gone ahead to cut it out. So after that, here I'm just going ahead to take away 1 inch just for the starting point of our sleeve. And after that, I'll go ahead to take the 5.5 inches for our off shoulder area. And then I'll go ahead to connect that together. Why I made sure I took that measurement is because of covering the armhole area. So after that, I'm going ahead to take the length of our sleeve. So I'm starting from the 5.5 inches. I'm taking away 2.5 inches. That's where the length of the sleeve starts from. And then I'm taking the full length of the sleeve, which I'm taking 24 inches. My normal length, full length, is 21 inches for the sleeve, but I want it to be puffed and I want it to be long, very long. So I'm marking that at 24 inches. Plus the sewing allowance, that's 1.5 inch to turn it, because there's going to be an elastic band there. So now I've marked the 24 inches and I'm going ahead to cut that, to connect that together. So after that, we go ahead and take 3 inches from the 5.5, and then we'll go ahead to also take that same 5 inches from the upper part. That's for our armhole area. And then here I'm going ahead to cross-check the measurements for the armhole area. So we'll go ahead to take our 10 inches that we originally took, and then we're going to curve that and to create our armhole area for the sleeve, and then we'll connect the straight line. So that's why I made sure to mark the 5.5 inches. So after that, we're done cutting our dress, both the sleeve and the body. So first thing, you go to your machine and hem the lower part of the dress by 1.5 inches. So you have to leave room for your elastic band. So here I've gone ahead to sew that by 1.5 inch, and then I will be placing my elastic band inside. So to place your elastic band, you need your safety pin, your pin, and your elastic band. So here I'm going ahead to measure the elastic band that I'll be needing. So you measure your wrist and you take the measurement. Mind you, you're not going to take the exact measurement you need for your wrist. You're going to deduct about 1.5 inches because it's an elastic. If you put this exact measurement, it's going to be very loose for your sleeve. It's not going to hold your sleeve very well. Yes. So after that, I'm going ahead to put the elastic band through the 1.5 hemmed area. So here I'm just going ahead to do that. So after I'm done passing the elastic into the sleeve, I'll just go ahead to sew that by 1 inch. So here I'm done and I've turned that out. So after that, you go to the body of your dress and sew that by 1 inch and hem the lower part. So here I've gone ahead to join the body by 1 inch and hem the lower part of the dress. So we'll go ahead to join our sleeve to our body. So we'll be doing that, joining by 1/2 inch on both sides. Make sure the joining are aligning. So after that, this is what it looks like after you've gone ahead to join that together. So the next thing you'll be doing is on the neck area. You go ahead to take that your 2.5 inch plus your 1/2 inch, that's making 3 inches. You go ahead to fold that in, and then you make sure to iron it so as to place it well. If you don't want to iron it, you could also make use of pins to hold them in place so it doesn't run away while you're sewing. So I just made sure to iron it with 3 inches. Then after that, I marked out 1.5 inches from this sleeve area. I'm just trying to create a space for the elastic to pass through, so I will not just sew everything down. So here you start from the 1.5 inch and then you end where the 1.5 inches ended, and there will still be 1.5 inch space to pass your elastic through. So here I've gone ahead to sew that down, and the next thing is, see the 1.5 is still opened. You go ahead to take your tape rule and measure 1/2 inch. So you go ahead to sew on that 1/2 inch round. You're not going to leave any space. You're going to sew it round. So your elastic, that's the room where your elastic is going to be staying. So here I've gone ahead to sew it round, and this is what we have. Then we'll go ahead again to pass our elastic through our seam. Okay, before doing that, you have to take the measurement of the elastic you need. So here I measured 30 inches for the elastic. Before measuring that, I had to check if my body was tight enough because I don't know the exact measurement. So you could do same, but if you're doing that for your clients, you could take the circumference of the shoulder area divided by about 10 to 12 inches, and then you cut out your elastic and pass it through the dress. So after you're done, you just go ahead to hold your elastic down. You reverse it on the machine several times, and then you close your 1.5 inches, and that's a beautiful dress. This is what it looks like after I've gone ahead to press it very well. Thank you for watching. Thank you for staying tuned. If you're yet to subscribe to the channel, what are you waiting for? Kindly hit the subscribe button, turn on post notification to get notified. Bye. Thank you for watching.